This message is for the men of the world. Masculinity is not toxic.
If you take away your casual hookup, we're going to wake up a group of angry men.
They look like they were already celibate, and it wasn't on purpose.
The dating interracially is going to be a possibility for me after this election.
Accelerate incel culture.
Telling other women unalive their husbands and their boyfriends for voting for Donald Trump.
And yet these women walk around like they're hot. The only thing that's really hot is their crotch.
That 4B decenter men movement is dumb.
Where are the good men? I see them every day in my comment section.
Hey guys, welcome back to More to Life. Now, before we get into this video, I ask that you like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get right into this.
This message is for the men of the world. I need to tell you as a conservative Christian woman that your masculinity is not toxic. Our society has been fed a lie, a huge lie, that just because you're a man, you're part of the problem. But I'm here to tell you that that's not true. That's a lie from the pit of hell. You deserve love, respect, and appreciation for who you are, and I'm really tired of seeing men shamed for it. In a world that's trying so hard to redefine what it means to be a man, it's crucial to stand firm. Being strong, protective, and decisive, those are all virtues, not vices. You play an irreplaceable role in your families and your communities. And despite what the far left media propaganda narrative might tell you, your contribution is vital. I promise you, not all women feel the way that the media suggests that we do. Many of us, I'd even venture to say most of us, really actually love and appreciate you for who you are. Your masculinity is a gift from God. That's how He made you. And there's nothing wrong with it. So let's break this cycle of negativity and embrace the truth. You are not the problem. Your masculinity is not the problem. And together we can change the narrative. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk, and I hope you have a wonderful day with your family. God bless.
And I love it. More and more women are starting to shout it to the mountaintops because it's needed. Guys need to hear that because so many are saying, "Oh, how dare you be masculine?" Happened with elections, especially. You've seen it recently. Everybody's going crazy. So now, conservative women, they're starting to cook these feminists. Let's get more into that.
I'm all for the 4B movement, but please be safe. These are the same men that say women should go back to being in the house. Same men that tweet your body my choice forever. You already have men upset in the podcast. Remind yourselves that it's single men who...
You see what you just said? You already have men upset in the podcast? It shows you how to think of us. Men are finally have a voice with these podcasts and with the vlogs. Men are finally being spoken up for. Men finally have somewhere to turn.
Men who are more depressed than women. Now, if you take away your casual hookup, your situationship, and there are a bunch of women who just stopped dating entirely, you are going to wake up a group of angry men. So I caution you, if you can get strapped up, get strapped up. If straps aren't your thing, please be cautious going out by yourselves. Go out in groups of 3 or 4. Go out with the male friend if you can. And I hate to say it, but keep an eye on your children.
My 13-year-old daughter said that today at school there were boys everywhere wearing red Trump hats and commenting to the girls, "Your body, my choice." And I just want the record to show that I told her if anyone says that to her, she has my full support in punching them in the face and
what I teach my kids in kindergarten,
kicking them in the nuts.
Teaching our kids nonsense.
You're teaching your daughter to be violent to a boy. That little girl gonna kick the wrong little boy in the testicles, and he's going to go to work on her. And you know what I'll say? Equal rights, equal fights.
Don't you agree, Mr. Feather?
Word. Okay, you guys, I'm not trying to be mean, and please don't take this the wrong way. But if you do, I really don't care. All the women, I want to ask you men something. And please be honest with me. All the women that's doing the 4B movement, shaving their head and wearing these blue bracelets, do they look like women that you would actually go for in the first place? Like, look at them. Would them be the women that you would actually approach? Like, keep it all the way 100. Like, they look like they were already celibate and it wasn't on purpose.
So single. So single.
Like, them women look untouchable. And I don't mean that in a gangster way. I mean that as a 25 cats in their house and smell like piss. Like,
Cats! You know, I love them.
do them women look like they are actually the women that y'all would literally go for? Like, y'all are literally doing this movement and you shaving your head for nothing. Because the men that I know wouldn't even look at you twice. Like, literally, they will jump over you to get to every other woman.
We agree.
Besides you. Like, tell me if I'm wrong, man, because I'm looking at these women like, do y'all even like me? Because half of y'all look like y'all playing for the other side. But, hey, that's just on me. Like, were you even getting any dingling in the first place? I'm just asking, like, I don't look like it. It looks like you were lonely on accident. But I digress. Tell me if I'm wrong. Or could I be wrong? I could be wrong.
1,000,000% right. That's the woman that's shouting up for a beat movement. And it's wild because everybody knows, every man knows, people in Korea only really did that because they had no money. And then they took it and ran with it. And now they made it a U.S. thing. Now it's bigger in U.S. than it ever was in Korea. That's crazy. But hey, let them do it. Let them do it.
I'm going to be very honest and say this. I don't think that dating interracially is going to be a possibility for me after this election. Moving forward, I
All right. Now she's trying to rule out white men. But what she doesn't understand, not even trying to play her, most black people choose black people. Most white people choose white people. Like, I even told a guy, this guy said, I want to go to the Philippines. Do Filipinas like black men? I said they'll choose a black man. But most Filipinas date Filipinos. That's just a known thing. No matter where it is, most people are gonna date their own.
I don't foresee that being something that I entertain, even in the slightest bit. I don't. Was it something that I was like giddy and like gung ho about, attempting as I date right now? No. Honestly, no. I'm pro-black. I love black men. I love black women. I want a black partner. I believe that relationships are so hard on their own to then bring in like completely different cultural backgrounds and cultural experiences. Now, it could be different, with another person of color, but even after, again, this election, I'm even looking at them a little crazy. I don't necessarily even believe in POC. I am a black woman. First and foremost, I am a black woman. And history has proven, this election has proven, no one is coming to save us but us. And we can't really trust anyone aside from ourselves. So the idea of putting myself out there when half of white men, half of white women, 60% of Latinos, no. I had this conversation weeks ago, actually, with my siblings, talking about the Diana Rossification of our family and how I didn't want that's something that I don't want to happen. We were talking about it, and I was telling my mom the other night that I'm like, it really frustrates me that my brother, both of my brothers are in relationships now. They're both in relationships with white people. I'm like, that now our own family is no longer a safe space. And this is...
See? She went and did it. She talked about two grown black men. Probably went and got a white woman. Now, do you know she doesn't really understand the temperature of a black man getting with a white woman in today's day and age? It's not good. I wish it was the perfect world. Many guys wish it was a perfect world. There's guys in the diaspora that know you can't date these 3 or 4s in the black community, in any community for that matter. But they know. I don't think she understands the temperature of what's happening today. I bet your brothers do. I bet your brothers know. They probably struggle finding a woman. They probably want to find a black woman. Hell, even I want to be with a black woman. I'll be real with you. My son's mother was black. What happened? Think about it.
And this isn't me trying to be like, oh, I just want to talk about white people with my family in peace. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if I have a racist interaction with the white person, and my brother's, wife is there, or my brother's, husband are there. They're still in the boyfriend girlfriend status, by the way, but let's just say their significant others are there. Now I feel like I have to hold my tongue. I have to be careful about the words that I choose for fear, out of protection for their partners, when I shouldn't have to do that around my own freaking family.
Exaggerate.
Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? It's kind of like, when white people come into predominantly black spaces, and then take up space. We're not saying that you can't be there. We're saying be respectful of the fact that you're a guest. And in some situations, we don't even necessarily need you to be there as a guest. For certain situations, certain things. No. Just no. And so now I'm choosing to look at all white.
See, now she's talking about Trump. She's making it a black versus white because Trump is in office. That's what most of these women are doing. They're making it like he hates all women. Black against white. This is sad. They're starting a race war. Guys got to be careful. Because if these women were in charge, there will be a race war from women talking like this. It's sad, but it can happen.
Do you know another thing that scares me about this election result? And just stick with me. This is just a theory, but I feel like it's a very valid theory. I think women are going to be far more cautious about the men that they date and the political views of the men that they date. And I think that when women do date, they're going to be far more cautious when it comes to... And I think these two things combined is going to perpetuate and accelerate incel culture. These entitled men, or should we call them boys, that feel entitled to women despite having absolutely zero respect for them, are going to feel pissed off and agitated because they can't get the women that they think they're owed. If they couldn't find women who wanted to have sex with them before, it's going to...
These women are sadly mistaken. I had to cut her off in the middle of talking because she said because they can't get the woman they think they deserve. No, a lot of men have woken up. A lot of men realize they can jump on a plane, go across the foreign waters. Not every man is going to do that, but the men who get that bad, that's what they can do. So, and they know that. A lot of men are starting to do that. So try again.
It's going to be 10, 100 times more harder now. And I'm talking about quite a specific group here. The 18 to 29-year-old white men that voted for Trump. Because that's how 18 to 29-year-old white men primarily voted for Trump. So we know that it's more than likely that they already hold misogynistic views. They already see women and girls as a piece of meat that they're entitled to, because why else would you vote for Trump unless you feel like that? So their contempt and anger towards women is just going to exasperate. And what happens? They take their rage, they take their anger and their misogyny out on women and girls. Women and girls are put in even more danger. It's these type of men and boys that are at risk of becoming the type of men and boys that go and shoot at women in nightclubs, the delusion, or in shopping centres because they feel so enraged by women who won't have them. And I mean, this is just a theory, it's just a fear, but I feel like it is a very valid one, because if anything's for sure, Trump is not uniting anyone, he's dividing people. And this is another way that society in America is going to see deeper divisions than ever before.
The only thing that's going to happen is guys, all right, you call them incel culture, guys that voted for Trump. Only thing they're going to do is keep riding by in their cars and trolling you. That's what they're going to do. They know your face now because you're on TikTok. So they're going to see you go, oh, yeah, that's her. That's Jessie. Roll by. Your body, our choice. Yeah, they're gonna do that.
My choice! My choice! My choice!
Because you made it so they can do that. Because every woman on the other side is feminist. Well, what do you know? And now you have a conservative woman cooking you as well. Congratulations.
Okay, I always knew that you liberal women were unhinged, but I didn't think the mental disorder was going to go this far. Y'all are now shaving your heads, and now I'm seeing recently that y'all are telling other women to unalive their husbands and their boyfriends for voting for Donald Trump.
You can't make this shit up.
And not only that, you're telling them to call for divorce and call to end their relationship. But the funny thing is the reason why you're always so emotional, so y'all can't never catch anything, emotional creatures, you. That's why I don't ever want y'all to run this country, because y'all crazy. Anyway, again, y'all are letting women that are undesirable, ain't married the first, and don't even have a relationship with men anyway, to tell you to leave your husbands and to leave your relationship. Facts. When they don't even have one of their own to leave. Why would you listen to somebody like that? That's like listening to a marriage counselor who has never been married. Y'all do that too. Yeah. Y'all listen to marriage counselors that has never been married and can't keep a relationship the first. But that's neither here nor there. Why would y'all listen to these women? Look at them. Look at the women that's telling y'all to do these things. They look unhinged. I went to a young lady's page and she's telling people to do all these things. And I see she had the white eyebrows drawn on. And I know that's not good to look at people and judge them. But baby, that's a mental disorder to me. I don't care what nobody say. Who would think that is desirable? Men don't like stuff like, men literally hate stuff like that. Like, that is a repellent to them. And y'all sitting up here making it seem like y'all were already desirable to them. Y'all were already invisible. Now y'all even more invisible. And I feel like y'all doing this because y'all don't ever get real attention. And this is getting you some attention. This is the most attention that y'all have ever got from men. And y'all are eating it up. Y'all love it. Because the looks of you guys, ain't nobody even checking for y'all. Not even in a little bit.
Emotional damage.
That's a mental disorder that y'all have, wanting to hurt someone because they have a different point of view. The only agreement that y'all need to have is the agreement on loving with God, loving on God. That's the only agreement y'all need to have. I really believe that they should have divorced y'all for voting for Kamala Harris. I believe that it should be the other way around. This is sick and sad. And y'all need to look at yourselves. Go back and look at your video and you need to tell me, do you really believe that that's okay for you to say the calling, the unliving of men? I hope they defend themselves with every ounce of them. If you feel like you're getting sick, leave them. And I'm not for men putting their hands on women, but men, if you have to defend yourself, do just that.
The women that are talking like this are some of the biggest scaredy cats around. I think men are fine, right? I don't think we saw the proof, right? You've seen delusion can't realize the delusion can't defeat biology. Videos like I'm sure you guys seen tons of them. These women get washed up all the time. Just a man doing this. If I did this to a woman, like, nah, God's not worried. We're fine.
I would say because of the 4B movement, we have a bunch of Mrs. Cleans in the world, but let's be real, they ain't clean. All jokes aside, it is very sad that these women really feel like they have nothing else to offer other than their hair, apparently, and their panon. Something that they did not take account is nobody really wanted to stuff their...
I'm sorry, I gotta stop it, y'all. Sorry about that. Sorry. I won't stop it again. I love seeing this girl is so young. So young. Jumping on the conservative side. Yes, I love seeing it, my young sister. Preach on.
left their turkey, so it didn't really hurt anybody. It's very unfortunate that these women do not understand that they were treated like a drive-through. They're a grab and go. There's something that was easy and quick that just quenched their hunger. And yet these women walk around like they're hot, but the only thing that's really hot is their crotch.
Wow. She cooked them with a boiling, put their body in a hot pot and boiled them like some chicken or steak in a hot pot. She did it.
So one thing that I don't understand about women is, why do y'all keep fighting so hard to be equal to men? Like, y'all wondering why men don't want us to run the country, and it's because y'all logic make absolutely no sense. Y'all want to be equal to a man so bad, but we got a whole era dedicated to, I want to live a soft life, I want a man to take care of me. Like, if you want a dude to take care of you, living off a dude is equivalent to living with your mama. So you can't be sitting over here expecting somebody else to take care of your whole life, but you don't want to submit, but you don't want to do what they say. Y'all want to be liberated. Oh, I want to be liberated, I want to be able to do what I want to do with my buddy. And then when you have a whole bunch of kids and nobody's helping you and you crying, now you looking stupid. Nobody's signing up to take care of you and 3 or 4 kids. Y'all sound dumb. Y'all be wondering why they don't want us to run the country, and this is why. Y'all logic make no sense at all. I want to be equal when it's beneficial. Don't nobody care about no man. Men have a hard life. Your life could be easy as a woman if you know how to play your role. Y'all make your life hard trying to be liberated and have all these babies and doing all this stuff y'all do.
She's right. Women do make it hard, and then they realize. Some young girls figure it out early, go, I can't do this. But women, they hit 30, go, oh man, I shouldn't have got all those bodies. I shouldn't have tried to be free. I shouldn't have tried to be by myself. Now I'm all by myself and all alone. They become aged out, and they're like spilt milk early, 30 years old, sitting there looking up and down the block, and no men are going to be around. Because they watch you use yourself up.
Do I think that men are shifting to the right politically because women are too misandrous to them? Yes, but no. Hear me out. I think that what you would identify as misandry is a negative response that women have to experiencing misogyny on a systemic and interpersonal level. So I want to put that out there first. Because what a lot of men don't understand is that what they're experiencing is a response to sexism. Too many people treat it as a starting point. And this next part is for the boys. I want y'all to listen up for a second, right? I want to validate, because I've experienced it. I know that experiencing those real and genuine feelings that women have about experiencing misogyny, receiving that can feel hurtful as a man. It can feel hurtful. I'm not denying that. I would never deny that. It's hurt me. I've shed tears over it. It can feel essentializing. It can feel as though people talk about you as though you are intrinsically evil. I understand that. But what you need to understand, what people need to understand, I'm very serious about this part, is that that is a domino. And the first domino is misogyny. It is patriarchal systems that oppress women. Because oppressive systems create resentment in people. They create hatred and negative feelings and bitterness in people. And that's very understandable. And that kind of negative emotion does not always come out in a way that is pro-social, in a way that is like super productive. And again, as a man who's experienced it firsthand, I will say that the way that that hurt and trauma that comes from experiencing misogyny, the way that that comes out, the way that that lands on men who are like...
I gotta stop him right there. Now, women, what they're experiencing is third party misogyny, right? Because of what they heard. See, you got to be correct, brother. Of what they heard another woman went through. Most of these women aren't going through misogyny. Say a man says something slick, whatever. That's not misogyny like that. That's just some jerk off. Seriously. And also at the same time, to understand what's going on with these women, you kind of have to be a man's man at the end of the day. Like, I'm not going to be crying or hurt because of how a woman feels. I'm just sorry, brother. I wasn't raised that way. These women are confused and they're living off other women's experiences. A lot of women that they've never met. You'll find maybe 25% of the women walking around talking this way have had some kind of experience. Others have had Me Too situations happen, but not everybody. But they act like it's going to happen to them tomorrow. And that's the problem guys have. But let me finish.
Boys who are like developing their sense of manhood hurts a lot sometimes and is not always super effective.
Yeah, I'm going to stop it right there, but that's how I feel about that situation. Crying wolf.
These ladies that are shaving their head for the 4B movement, I would like to let you know that you don't look like Mr. Clean. You look like his alter ego, Mr. Dirty.
I don't care what nobody say. That 4B decenter men movement is dumb. Like, I don't care what nobody say. Like, y'all sound dumb. Like, for one, regardless what these men voted for, don't nobody have control over your body but you. I don't care if you're married. I don't care if you're engaged. I don't care what your situation is. If you're not planning for a baby, then you should be on birth control. Period. Like, and I understand that things happen, but for the most part, things don't be happening to y'all. Y'all just be irresponsible, and y'all don't care about nothing till y'all miserable with a whole bunch of kids. And I also feel like y'all need to stop this decenter men and recruiting other women to be bitter with you because you're mad because you don't get a certain type of treatment from dudes because you date men that don't like you. If you can't get no flowers, if you can't get no chocolate, if you can't get no date, if you can't get a certain type of treatment, that means that you're convenient and he don't like you. You don't have to decenter men. Go find dudes that actually like you.
That's a good point.
That actually want to give you a certain type of treatment. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all sound crazy. Like, and then it's like y'all talking about decenter men. Like, who y'all gonna beg now? Who y'all gonna beg? Like,
there you have it.
A girlfriend of mine is going on a first date with this guy. She's like, we're going to this restaurant, blah, blah. And I said, you usually need a reservation for that restaurant. Does he know that? She's like, I don't know, I should tell him. And I was like, or not. We're not teaching men lessons anymore. I said, go on the date, meet him there or whatever. Maybe he did make a reservation, but if he didn't, let him fall on his face. We're not teaching men the lessons anymore. Take your hands off the wheel, let Jesus take the wheel. And it could be an amazing observational opportunity for you. See what happens. See if he makes an excuse or if he plays the victim card or if he just immediately jumps into, in an ideal situation, he immediately jumps into problem solving mode. And he's like, oh, okay, so we gotta wait 30 minutes for a table. Let's go sit at the bar, get a drink, and then, or, okay, we're gonna go somewhere else. Let me pull up my Google Maps, and this is the spot. Okay, let me call this place and see if I need a reservation. Like, it could be a learning opportunity for him, and it's not a teaching opportunity for you.
Now, you see from her, the way she is, how sour she is, hates men. Deep down, that's hate.
Where are the good men? Wow. I see them every day in my comment section. And so many of them will not put themselves out there again. So many of them have had their feelings used against them. Their deepest moments weaponized. They've been made to feel invalidated, made to feel as if their emotions, their heart, that it doesn't matter. And so a lot of them, they're at the point where they just have given up because they would rather be alone than risk us doing that to them again.
I wonder why they left.
It kind of breaks my heart.
That's it for the video. And as you see, because these conservative women, they're cooking these feminists. But yeah, y'all, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next video. Peace.